Hello, Josh George here, talking again. I've got some links, as you can see on the screen here. Ran the BCS algorithm here, the formula and whatnot for the computers to generate a top 25 using stats, scores, and things. Stayed up, didn't get any sleep last night. Really on the rankings thing. And here's another video on that. This is what the BCS Top 25 would be, and I'm just going to do a little comparison. Penn State would be in the top 25 at 25th. Yes, they're a 5-3 team, and look, they're in the place where Pittsburgh was. I'll tell you straight up, Pittsburgh was not in. Found that a little interesting. The algorithm didn't think Pitt was good enough to be in and thought Penn State was, where the committee did not. The algorithm had Coastal Carolina at 24th, which is actually lower than they are in the AP poll, but they are in it where the committee did not have them. They're actually where San Diego State is. San Diego State is not going to be in this poll either. The algorithm did not have them. Now, Iowa. The Iowa Hawkeyes are one that are 23 in this poll, 22 in the committee's eyes, and they're ranked in the top 25 in the AP poll and the coaches. This is one that the commissioners of the committee is going to catch a lot of flack for, being the Iowa AD, but apparently, according to the algorithm and some of the analytics, even though they've lost their last two games in fashion, they're still deserving. Houston's at number 22, according to the algorithm. Also a team that's not ranked in the College Football Playoff Committee's eyes, that they are ranked in the coaches poll and the AP poll. They're in the 22. 22 is where Iowa is. Fresno State is also in the poll. That's kind of who they ended up replacing, because Fresno State did not make it in. Oh, this way. There we go. Here we go. Another new team that the algorithm put in. The Raging Cajuns of Louisiana. Wisconsin, 5-3 team. Not in this poll. 7-1. Louisiana team, top of the Sun Belt. Did make it in. A team that is 24th in the AP poll. So very interesting there. Arkansas. This surprised me when I was running the algorithm, seeing them at 20. It's just, I was like, well, I guess they're pretty good. I guess they are somewhat deserving of it. So there's that. And they kind of replaced Minnesota, who was not in this poll. So, yeah. UTSA here, an undefeated 8-0 team. The algorithm put them at 19. And it put them in. And really, the other team that was out was Mississippi State. So there's that. Now Kentucky's 18. Kentucky's not only 18th according to the algorithm of the BCS, they're 18th according to the committee and 18th according to the AP poll. So there's where Kentucky is. 17th for BYU. The committee had them 15. I think the AP polls got them drifting around somewhere in the top 20, not quite 15 though. So they may have been they were a little too high according to the algorithm. NC State. NC State 16 according to the algorithm, and the committee had NC State at 19. So the algorithm actually ended up moving them up some. And they're just, the AP poll has them really low or something like that. So wide spectrum on them. 15 on the algorithm, according to the BCS, which would be pretty much the same. Ole Miss is 16 in the according to the committee. So about the same there. And it was 14 according to the algorithm, 14 according to the committee. Oregon is not 4 according to the algorithm. They're 13th. The algorithm, they look at a lot of things, and Oregon just dropped like a stone. It seems like when I saw this, I was like, holy cow, what does the committee see? The algorithm, in the BCS, if the BCS rankings came out for Week 10, 2021, the Oregon would be at 13 right now, not 4. So there's that. Auburn at 6-2 is the highest 2-loss team according to the algorithm. They were at 12th, which is actually just one spot above where they are according to the committee. So OSU is at 11th. They're at 11 in the AP poll and 11 with the committee, and 11 according to the algorithm. Notre Dame, 10 according to the algorithm, 10 according to the committee. Simple enough. Cincinnati dropped. They're lower than they are in the AP poll and according to the committee, the algorithm. They just didn't like their strength of schedule or something. Didn't like some of the different things. They didn't get a ton of respect. They're at 9 according to the algorithm. Iowa State was at 8, dropped from what the committee had them at 5. They're a little lower at 8. And I think their loss to Oregon is kind of hurting them according to the algorithm. Baylor jumped up. Now you see, the algorithm does do things. The reason we got rid of the BCS is because Oklahoma State beat Baylor, and Baylor's way ahead of them. And how does that work? It's an algorithm. It's science. It's a computer. It's not football people looking at things. And of course, we have a committee of weirdos that aren't all football people. Anyways, but the algorithm really liked Baylor. They really liked their production. They really liked how they're doing in the FBI and things, and those websites and the way they ran it. The algorithm has Baylor at 7. And boy, that OU Baylor game next week is going to be good. They had Michigan at 6, and a very high 1-loss team. Actually, one higher than the committee had them. So Michigan got some love from the algorithm. Wake Forest fell to 5. Just an untested team. I said last night that they've only beaten one team with a winning record. Well, that's the truth. But they are undefeated, and the algorithm really kind of takes that into consideration. OU and the way that they played, just some of their closer games, points per games in the margin, actually dropped them to 4 according to the BCS algorithm. And I'm sure it would be its own thing. So there was that. So committee may have had them a little too low, but they're not as high as people think they are. The algorithm only had them at 4. It did have them behind a 1-loss Alabama team. So Alabama was 3. Their loss did matter. It put them behind Michigan State, who was 2. And then the algorithm had Georgia number 1. I'm Josh George. This is BCS Algorithm Talk 2021.